Hey, hello guys, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. It's Michael, aka Man Like Mac. Well, this is a Mac, Man Like Mike. And today's episode, we're saying episodes now? Oh my god, we back and we better. Shout out to Ihis. And this is Visuals of the Week. Visuals of the Week is a weekly. My commitment issues are already like waging war with my body. But this is supposed to be a weekly thing where we kind of sit down and discuss some really great visual things that I personally have seen in the week or things that people have shared with me. Before I did it in the past, almost a year ago, I only did 4 episodes because I was just trying to find my feet, figure out the format. And it's something that I've been wanting to do, but it's just time has not really permitted. I've tried to think of the title sequence, the branding. Basically, I'm a big overthinker. So when we overthink, we just overthink into unto eternity and things just don't get done. Perfectionism is the enemy of good, and I would like to do some good here. So let's get into it. Welcome to Visuals of the Week, episode 4, where we look at the creative work of some pretty cool Black Brits. From campaigns to music videos. Stay tuned. With Black History Month occurring last month, I thought it was important for us to kick off Visuals of the Week, celebrating some really great Black British talent, creativity, and just great work in general, really. Visuals of the Week is supposed to be a place to kind of highlight, celebrate, showcase some really great work. It can be across photography, graphic design, film, illustrations, drawing, art, whatever it is, anything of the visual mediums. I love visual media. I love work across all the visual mediums. So I thought this would be a perfect place to just showcase some of that and try and find ways to find out how certain things were made, find out a bit more about who the people are behind the work. And yeah, just kind of celebrate some really great creative work in general. Who remembers picture day at school? I know I do. The weird colored backdrop, posing with your siblings from different year groups. I know for me, my mum sorted me out with a fresh trim and a blazer because, you know, you got to look the part. No Signal took us back to that time with their Class of 2020 campaign, featuring some of the hottest upcoming acts in the UK. No Signal have already done an amazing job with their art direction or with their branding in general, and that's actually spearheaded by Jojo. And seeing him kind of create work for No Signal as well as for Recess, and I love the way that it's a bit nostalgic. There's nod to like, I'm trying to think of the actual relevant time period, but it's a lot more old school and quite classic in the way that he brands it, especially with Recess too. So to see how he's kind of created like an identity for Recess and then seeing how it's bled into No Signal. A lot of us have seen the 10v10s. A lot of us during the first initial lockdown were actually tuning in for the 10v10s. Me, I was screaming and standing over, I think it was the Rip Cross one. I can't remember, Rip Cross and Lil Wayne, I think. And yeah, when Stay Scheming came on, I was out here doing the most. I feel like that's the song that when I make it, I ride for my, sorry. Anyways, so No Signal have already done an amazing job with their visual communication when it comes to promoting and sharing their events, when it comes to giving you a taste of what they're about. I love the fact that they kind of took it one step forward with this shoot, and they featured artists like Ivorian Doll, Darko, Millions, and many more. And there was a great team behind that too. With No Signal, already they kind of have like this nostalgic throwback, classic kind of feel with their visual communication. So to see them take a step forward with this shoot and do like a back to school kind of thing, obviously it's a class of 2020. So for them to actually take us back to school with that direction of the shoots was really dope. And I just loved the direction they took for it. I loved the outcome. And I think it made for a moment that was really fun for us as the audience to just engage with, and like all of their little cards with their names and that kind of thing too. I thought the outcome was just incredible. So kudos to you guys because it was great. From time to time, we're reminded about the importance of giving people their flowers while they can still smell them. And during this time, organizations, companies, and publications make it their mission to do so. GUAP, which stands for Gaining Understanding and Power, released their Blacklist of 2020 for the 3rd year in a row. Even though they didn't give away flowers to the 30 Black entrepreneurs and creatives that they featured, they did don them out in some fresh footwear. Similar themes, you know, are kind of happening here. So again, Black British celebration, and this was done by GUAP magazine. On GUAP magazine, actually, they've had a Blacklist for about 3 years, and they use it to celebrate some really great Black British professionals, creatives, and people that they feel like we should know, and just celebrate them for their efforts and what it is that they do. And so what they did this time around is they actually collaborated with Converse, and Converse have been doing quite a lot of events, especially like centered around like the creative industry in London. And it was nice to see them work together in order to deliver the Blacklist of 2020 this year, and actually do a similar kind of shoot where there was nods to school, similar to the No Signal class of 2020. I guess they kind of were in cahoots with one another and maybe just like worked on similar things together. For the GUAP Blacklist, they had like blazers, Converses, and I loved it. Again, I love cohesion in these things. There's Aurelie, there's Brian, also known as the BKH, and there was also Jojo from No Signal who was featured too. So it was nice to see amazing Black British people that I didn't know and that I did know be celebrated for the work that they do. All shot by Chanel Kennedy. Shout out to you, Chanel, because the pictures came out looking great. And when you see all of them all together, it really is impressive. I realized one thing as well in the credits too. It was nice to see that this was all done by an all Black woman group, team, all coming together to celebrate Black culture. And yeah, it's cool to see that happen more often, and it's something I definitely love to see a lot more of too.
Yo, Mike, I feel like you'd appreciate these visuals.
What's this?
Stand out like a black man in Kazakhstan. From where man get bored at if they ain't have plans.
So shout out to you, Obi. Thanks for sending this through. Standout by Knucks featuring Loyle was a great music video that was directed by director LX, who's actually done some work for Royal Blood, Adunsi featuring Wright, and a lot of other British artists too. There's a lot of great music videos here for you guys to check out. One thing I loved about this video for Loyle and Knucks was the simplicity, but also the shots as well. Quite a few of us like estate kids, I think just seeing the juxtaposition of a saxophone being played out loud, something about shooting in like a local area like that and seeing the way like people interact in that space, I really enjoy. I love the saxophone shot as it's playing, and there's like a zoom, and then there's a zoom out with Knucks as he's rapping, and I think there's somebody below and above him. So those shots, and even like the way people are positioned, like almost like the contemporary nature of some of like the shots too, or like there's one of like loads of people's backs turned and they're wearing like nude colors, and then Loyle is like turned in the opposite direction, rapping to the to us, the viewer. And yeah, it was again really simple but really, really effective. And I think from director Elec, he did kind of mention that with all of the artists that he works with, he kind of wants the video to be as great as possible in order to make them feel like the star that they are. I think I might be madly paraphrasing, but something along those lines. And I think with this video, you get that. Again, it's so simple, but so like clean, so smooth, the grading, even the simple editing. Like there's a shot where Knucks and Loyle are on a staircase and it's like split in the middle. And it's probably been like multiple takes where they just literally switch positions. And I think it just makes for some really effective editing. And again, a lot of it is simple, not to discredit LX at all, but it's just so effective. And sometimes it just shows that you don't actually need to do the most when you're trying to tell a story. Sometimes like the simplicity and you just being really intentional about the work that you're doing, I think that sometimes speaks so loudly for, you know, what it is that you create. No one can deny the power of a great magazine cover, whether it's Rihanna with the latest oily fashions for British Vogue, or Viola Davis's striking cover for Vanity Fair, paying homage to history. These covers create moments and conversations within our culture, especially when they're shot by photographers who know how to capture and light their subjects well. Recently, photographer and filmmaker Seye Isikalu captured 3 Black British stars for the November issue of The Hollywood Reporter. Did I mention that it was for the cover? So earlier this month, we had a great cover story by The Hollywood Reporter, which featured Steve McQueen, Leticia Wright, and Boyega. And obviously those 3, if you don't know, are incredible at what they do. Leticia, Wright, and John Boyega being... I was gonna let that illustrate just the power of them as actors. And we have Steve McQueen, who is actually the director behind 12 Years a Slave. And my guy has grafted... I mixed BAFTA and BAFTA together. He has BAFTAs, Oscars, awards extraordinaire. A reminder for people who may not know, we have great directors here, black great directors here in the UK, and he currently actually has a series called Small Acts that's featured on BBC and Amazon. So when I saw the cover, I was like, whoa, the power this has, the fire this has. And then I haven't bought the magazine, but as I went online to check the pictures, I was like, who shot these? The pictures are really nice. They have pictures of them like on a roof. I think a roof of a hotel in central London, overseeing like Piccadilly Circus and stuff. And then they go inside and there's this one room that has like a little like peach brown curtains. I think it has like some mirrors and then this like curved pink love seat. And when you go on their online version of the article, there's this really beautiful compilation of the pictures that almost has like the love seat. So the love seat's rounded, but there's individual shots of Leticia Wright, Steve McQueen, and John Boyega, but they've pieced it all together to form that curve. And again, simple, but I thought like, wow, that was really dope. And it got me thinking, was the photographer intentional about this? Or did he put it together? Or was there a designer that then like put the images together? I just thought it looked really cool. But then when I actually saw the photographer responsible, I said, oh, I know him. Just from the work that I've seen online and on Instagram. I follow him and his name is Seye Isikalu and he's an amazing photographer. One of his shoots that he did, I'll never forget it. It's a shot with a girl called Mercy, I think, a model called Mercy. She's modeling some mouth jewelry and yeah, whoa. And so it was nice to see a black British photographer photographing amazing black British stars. And I think because it's something that I see a lot in America because the market there is a lot bigger. So you have Joshua Kissy, who's recently shot for Michael B. Jordan, or you have ABDM, who are a great photography duo who did an incredible shoot with Zendaya recently. For I think it was In Style, I think, so correct me if I'm wrong. So it was nice to kind of see that same energy happening here in the UK for a normal publication, a magazine. And yeah, the work was just really, really beautiful. I loved the styling. It was like that classic, sleek, British vibe, but then with black British actors, they just look fire. They all look fire, and we love to see it. I can't remember when I came across Pack for the first time. I remember thinking, who the flip are these guys? They're pretty cool. And as I got to learn more about them, I realized that they were a creative agency with collaboration at their core, specializing in film, design, fashion, and art direction. With no Carnival this year, Spotify brought it into a digital space with the launch of Carnival Sounds, teaming up with Pack to make it all happen. I love this, and I think when I saw this, I said, huh? Because, yeah, what? But incredible. So around the time of Carnival, we're gonna go back a little bit. Carnival obviously didn't really happen. So Spotify actually went to launch this thing called Carnival Sounds, which was like an amalgamation of like playlists, DJ sets, even podcasts actually, just to celebrate Carnival around that time. Spotify Design collaborated with this studio, and I said, huh? Yeah. So basically, Pack, I don't know if people know of Pack. Pack, they are, or Packworks, their Instagram handle. They are a creative agency or studio now, but at the time, I think when I followed them, as far as I was concerned, they were just a cool group of black guys and girls just doing amazing work, creating random stuff that just looked really dope. The photography was cool. The apparel that they made were cool. I never bought it because at the time your boy was struggling and broke. And they always used to sell out too. They made like these little tracksuits, pieces, these two sets. There was like an orange and green one I really wanted. They had socks. I think they even had trainers. They had this really cool black fleece, but again, a boy was broke. But I've been following them from a while, and I think it was either Jude or Burns that actually directed me to them, maybe through their Instagram stories when they shared a couple pictures. And I've been following them for years and seeing the events that they've done over time. It's done something called Wrap in Paper, where they feature artists, and then they have literally wrapped the set in paper that they have designed by one of their illustrators. And yeah, I love black people just doing really cool stuff. And this was one of those. So for Carnival Sounds, they basically created the identity system for Carnival Sounds. So from the logo, from the covers for all of the podcasts or for the playlist or for the events. And it was amazing how they brought something new. They had like, even the typefaces, they played around with the typefaces. They had like some letters that were like standard and then some that had a bit more of like a creative flair and like mixed it up a little bit. Things were moving. Like if you go on the website and you interact with some of the pieces, like some of the podcast I keep saying podcast, some of the playlist covers had like either a star or a circle, and I think that was actually supposed to signify a speaker, because obviously Carnival music, speakers, sound. So if you hover your mouse over it, you kind of see it like vibrating. And so it was cool to see that animation, because seeing all of this interactivity, the intentionality, the color schemes as well, because Spotify already have like their duotone kind of thing, and they've kind of got their colors that they play around with. But then Pack kind of brought something new. They played around with like type, they stretched it, they had like condensed versions and thicker versions, and they like yeah, just check it out. They just did an incredible job. I can't talk because I'm just like, yeah, flipping great. But yeah, that's kind of the end of it. I really do think that sometimes we can't be what we can't see. So I think it's so important for us to see the possibilities, because there's so many possibilities. There's so many things that we can do within this space. It's such an amazing space, an amazing thing to be a part of. And yeah, I just want to celebrate it a lot more. And hopefully with the episodes, we can do just that and see a lot more great work from a lot of other people too. So yeah, that's the end of Visuals of the Week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did like it, give us a like, share with your friends who you feel like will enjoy it. If there were people that you feel like I missed out for Black History Month especially, if there are any cool projects that you saw, please send them through to me. You can send them via comments, put the links in the comments if you can. Instagram, Twitter me or anything like that as well. See you in the next one. Stay blessed. Peace.